welcome again to another Explore Owens. Again, my name is Maddie Harris, part of our admissions team. Thanks for connecting with us today. We are in our theater studio with Mr. Jeremy Meyer. He is our chair for Fine and Performing Arts. Jeremy, thanks so much for taking time out of your day to be with us.
Thanks for having me, I appreciate it.
Excellent. So you're talking to us today about our theater transfer pathway, is that correct?
Yes, theater transfer pathway. We have had classes in theater for many years here at Owens, formerly a theater concentration, but what we have now with the theater transfer pathway is the opportunity for students to complete 4 semesters of studies in classes in theater and also general education, and then have those 4 semesters of classes transferred directly to any state school in Ohio with a major in theater. So that means you can take classes in acting, script analysis, stagecraft, intro to film, and your general electives. Then when you transfer to a 4-year school, those count as your first 2 years of your bachelor's degree. In addition, your second year in this study and the theater transfer pathway, you perform practicums. Practicum is associated with a production. So for a technology practicum, you work as a stage manager or you work as a technician on a main stage student production, and it counts for college credit. And then for an acting practicum, you perform a role in a show for a stage production, and again, counts as credit and it counts as practicum toward eventually your bachelor's degree.
Awesome. So you said before it takes about 4 semesters for students to complete the first half of that transfer, then go on to that 4-year state institution within Ohio.
That's right.
With a degree in theater, what can students expect after graduation? The obvious choice may be acting, wanting to be an actor, but there's so many other things that students can do with a theater degree. Could you expand on those careers?
Absolutely. Oftentimes what people think of first or associate first with a degree in theater is acting, because actors are right out in front of the audience, but there's a lot of work that goes into theater. Theater is the art of making work. You have technicians who work backstage, stage managers who run the rehearsal process alongside the director. You have people who study dramaturgy, who research scripts, and they can be a huge asset to a rehearsal process. You have critics, you have playwrights, people who work in marketing and promotion of theater and work in house management and box office. There is a wide range of different kinds of fields people go into with a theater degree.
So the age of COVID, what does that look like? I know we'll have our guest here today, another guest, talk a little bit about what that looks like here at Owens, but your thoughts on that?
Theater, like many industries, is going through a transformation in terms of how do we make it right now? This spirit of collaboration and creation, what does that mean right now during the pandemic? This semester at Owens, we are doing a very exciting venture with an adaptation of William Shakespeare's The Tempest. John, our director, will talk about what that play is in just a moment, but the process here is going to be actors working on Shakespeare's language in scenes from The Tempest. We're going to document the entire process of what it means to collaborate during this pandemic. Rehearsals and auditions done remotely and virtually by Zoom, eventually having very small groups using social distancing, doing rehearsals of scenes. And so what we will have is a play within a play of people practicing safety and social distancing while creating a piece of theater.
Excellent. So I know you have some information here.
I do.
If you would like to hand me that.
Absolutely. It says information about auditions, and I'll bring John in now.
Awesome. So auditions for The Tempest are next Monday and Tuesday. Please email John below. His email's right here down at the bottom, and check our Facebook page as well. Excellent. John, thanks so much for joining us. Hello from over here. Yep. Could you please tell us just a little bit about The Tempest? And I know Jeremy already expanded a little bit about how rehearsals and auditions look like, but your takeaway and thoughts as the director.
Well, The Tempest is Shakespeare. There's a shipwreck involved. There's a lot of spiritual magic, a lot of fun stuff happening in the show. And during this age of COVID, as Jeremy already pointed out, we have a lot of different tactics and ideas that we have to go through. Mostly that we have to do a lot of all of our auditions through Zoom or online or any way that we want to do it. And even rehearsals, we're going to have to do it through online, away from each other. And so, as an actor and a director for the show, it's going to be a different challenge because I'm not going to be in the same room with the people all the time. I'm not going to see how they're doing all the time. And I just get to be so far away. And it's going to be just a challenge just because we're going to see a lot more than you would not normally see.
Yeah.
And it's way different than it normally is. I like being on the limelight. I like being on the stage and seeing people's faces, but this time around we don't get to do it. We don't get to do it this time.
Yeah. What does that look like after production as far as the general public being able to view this documentary of sorts of The Tempest?
After we are done with the entire process of acting, editing, rehearsing, everything fun in between, it's going to go up online. It will be premiering in November, so everyone can see it. I want to say it's going to be about 30 to 40 minutes long, depending on how much information and stuff we have for it.
Awesome. Well, John, thanks so much for being with us today. Auditions are open to students, staff, faculty, and the public, so make sure you check those out. Contact John if you're interested. This guy right over here. Thanks so very much for joining us again today. If you have more questions about any of our fine and performing arts programs, you can check out our website right there, www.owens.edu/FPA. My name's Maddie Harris. Thanks again for joining us. I wish you well on your journey, and remember that your success can start right here at Owens.